Hello, welcome back to another program in the series of podcasts called Life After the Pips, which is about public service, what we did, what we didn't do, and everything afterwards as well. So, during my 30-year career with Cleveland Police, I had the pleasure and the displeasure of working with a lot of different senior managers, different managers, different philosophies, different ways of working. Sometimes it was performance driven. You must do this, you must do that, you must do the other, as well as everything else that comes along. One of the most interesting times, I have to say, was I was based at Middlesbrough, in the centre of Middlesbrough, and we had Ray Mallon come as superintendent. Ray was affectionately known as Robocop. Ray's principles of policing were based on New York policing philosophy on zero tolerance. And I think that's where some people had a little bit of an issue with it in relation to zero tolerance. And people's understanding of zero tolerance was sometimes zero. The important thing for me and the important understanding about zero tolerance is that police officers, when they're patrolling, when they see something, they intervene, they deal with it. It doesn't mean to say that you have to arrest everybody. It doesn't mean to say that there has to be an arrest all the time. But what it is about doing something. You're a police officer, you're in uniform, you see somebody doing something, you interact with them. Good example, driving along the road and there's a load of youths climbing on a bus shelter. Do you drive past in your police car? What perception will that give people if you drive past and do not do anything? It gives an impression, well, it can give two impressions. One, lawlessness, or two, the officers are scared to speak to these youths, which should never be the case at all. And what zero tolerance was about stopping the police car, getting out, saying to the kids, get down off that bus shelter. What are you doing? It doesn't mean to say you get hold of them and you put them in an arm lock, you throw them in the back of the car, you take them to the police station and ask the parents to come and pick them up. That's not what you had to do. It's about that perception that other people were watching you in your police car, in your uniform, getting out and telling the kids that what they were doing was unacceptable. And just, that's the interaction. That's doing something. That's what it's about, to be following the philosophy of zero tolerance. And if you take that to the nth degree and you look at everything, then it gives that respect. You get that trust and confidence from people because they know that you are going to do something about it. If they call you and there's a problem, you're going to try and solve that problem. You can't solve every problem. And policing, you certainly can't do it on your own. But what Ray Mallon did was give us the confidence to go out, to know that you're going to get supported. If you were going out there and you're acting within the law, you're doing what's expected of you, then you would get that top-down cover. You would get that top-down support. And that sometimes can be lacking. And that sometimes will explain why people don't always intervene. They don't always want to get involved because it's fraught with danger. But with Ray Mallon at the helm, it was a case of you knew that if you were doing what was expected and you were doing it proportionately and within the rules, that you would get that support. And there's many people that complain they were not back to be told, no, the officer was right. And when you've got that support, you've got that feeling of that top-down cover, you go out and you do your job and you do it effectively. The other thing that you got from Ray was he used to come in regularly to our daily briefings. At the beginning of every shift, you had a briefing, so you knew what area you were covering, what panda car you were covering, and who you were working with, if you were lucky enough to have somebody working with you. And he came in, And the first thing that he ever did was he always took his watch off, and it was always well, what's he doing that for? Because he just wanted to get on and he wanted to do the briefing. But when you had a briefing from Ray Mallon, you felt as though you could go out there and you felt as though you could make that difference. You felt as though that you were a valuable member of the team and that you could go out there, give it your best, come in at the end of the shift, hopefully in one piece, and go home to your family. And that's what Ray Mallon give you, as well as television stations from across Europe. Every time we went into a briefing, there was a different television camera. We got so many visitors, and in fact, one of the little claims to fame is that I had lunch with Jack Straw because Labour were just coming in, looked as though they were coming into power. They were high profile. Ray Mallon was high profile. Cleveland Police were performing well at the time, particularly Middlesbrough, and everybody wanted to be a part of it. Everybody wanted to be part of Ray Mallon's revolution. Not to put too strong a word on it, and that's exactly what it was like. And Ray, and I still see Ray now, still bump into him. He's still dotting about, and he hasn't changed a bit. And whatever happened within the police, politics, whatever you want to call it, unfortunately, Ray moved on and became I think it was the first elected mayor of Middlesbrough. But at the end of the day, working for Robocop, working under zero tolerance, was a fantastic time to be at Middlesbrough. It was a fantastic time to be a police officer in Middlesbrough. And I'm sure if you look back, you'll see that the results at the time were outstanding. Everybody knew what they were doing. Everybody knew what was expected. Everybody was happy to go out there and to do what they was there to do. And they enjoyed doing it at the time. There was always that atmosphere of actually enjoying being at work. So thank you very much, Mr. Mallon. And for those who remember working under Robocop, I hope you feel the same as what I did. Thank you very much for listening. Another episode will be along very shortly. Thanks very much for your time.